Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I seek refuge in Allah from shaitan in the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Commentary, verses number 22 to 28 of Surah Al-baqarah. Allah said in verses 22, He who made for you the earth or bed, spared out, and the sky of ceiling, and sent down from the sky rain and brought forth thereby fruits as provisions for you. So do not attitude to Allah equals while you know that there is nothing similar to Him. That is when man recognizes that all those things were done by none but God, then worship, devotion and services must be exclusively for Him. For who beside the Creator can negligently claim these things from man? Not to set up others as rivals to Allah means not to make anyone other than God the object of worship, service and obedience that one owes to God alone. Later on, we shall see in some detail how the Qur'an itself says specific from of worship and the services which we owe exclusively to God, and wherein associated and one else amounts to shirk, associating others with God in His divinity. This is the Quran seeks to eradicate, and said in verses 23, and if you are doubt about what we have sent down upon our servant Muhammad, then produce a surah the like thereof, and call upon your witnesses other than Allah, if you should be truthful. Before this Mecca, Obitants had often been challenged to produce anything of comparative merit of they believed the Quran to be the work of a human being. In Medina, the same challenge was reiterated for similar challenges made elsewhere in the Quran. Surah Al-baqarah, verses 24, Allah said, But if you do not, and you will never be able to then fear the fire, whose fuel in men and stones prepared for the disbelievers. This suggests is a suitable manner that is next life not only will the unbelievers become the fuel of hellfire, but that the same fate will befall the ideal stones they worshipped and before which they had prostrated themselves, then they will then know for sure how far their idols had any share in Godhead, and said in the verse 25, and give good tidings to those who believe and do righteous deeds, that they will have gardens in paradise, beneath which rivers flow. Whenever they are provided with a provision of food therefrom, they will say, This is what we were provided with before, and it is given to them in likeness, and they will have therein pure feet, spouses, and they will abide therein eternally. After maintaining the torment that Allah has prepared to His merciful enemies who disbelieve in His and in His messenger, He mentions the condition of His happy, loyal friends who believe in Him and His messengers, adhere to the faith and perform the good deeds. This is the reason why the Quran was called Mathani, based on the correct opinion of the scholars. We will elaborate upon this subject later. Mathani means the mentioned faith and then disbelief, or vice versa, or Allah mentioned the merciful and then the happy, or vice versa. As for maintaining similar things, it is called tajbah, as we will come to know, Allah willing. Allah said in verses 26, Indeed, Allah is not time to present an example, that of mosquito or what is similar than it. And those who have believed know that it is the truth from their Lord. But as for those who disbelieve, they say, what did Allah intend by this an example? He misleads many thereby and guides many thereby, and he misleads not exceed the definitely disobedient. And said in verse 27, who break the covenant of Allah after contradicting in at severe that which Allah has ordered to be joined and cast. Corruption on earth, it is those who are the losers. The injunctions and ordinance issued by the sovereign to his servants and subjects and termed are in Arabic, since complaints with them becomes obviously the latter ad has been used there here in this sense. The has referred to signifies God internal command that all human beings are obliged to render their services, obedience and worship to the Him alone. After the binding refers to the promise made by mankind and remain faithful to the injunctions of God at the time of Adam's creation. For details, see Surah Al-baqarah, ayat 172. Allah said in verse 28, How can you disbelieve in Allah when you were lifeless and brought you to life? Then He will cause you to die. Then He will bring you back to life, and then to Him you will be returned, seeing that you were dead and He gave you life. Means you did not exist beforehand. You were nothing until Allah created you. He will bring death to you and then bring you back to life. During resurrection, during Judgment Day, Ibn Abbas then said, This is similar to Allah's statement. They will say, Our Lord, you have made us to die twice and you have given us life twice. So friends, Allah Hafiz.